Today I will be talking on how to process a homicide crime scene. I was first interested in criminal justice during my sophomore year in high school. I would always watch the crime scene shows like CSI, Snapped, and Cold Case Files, and Law and Order. When I reached my 11th grade year, I enrolled in a criminal justice class at school just to see what it was all about. After graduating high school, I enrolled at ECPI Technical College, majoring in criminal justice. In this course, we learn how to process a crime scene and all the necessary aspects of a crime scene. It is necessary for us to process a crime scene with and learn how to deal with the victims and the criminals. We must also have the techniques to talk to victims and know what to say and how to deal with their emotions and their family members. We need to know all the laws on how to process a crime scene and how to do it legally. And we need to know what we can and cannot do when dealing with crime scenes and the suspects. Here are some things you will need to include while processing a crime scene. You must first secure and isolate the crime scene by keeping all unauthorized personnel away from the crime scene. Try and keep anything that can contaminate the crime scene away. Do not touch anything unless you have the right gear and the correct authorization. You must record the scene, get all notes from all the people around the area, the witnesses and people that were standing there. You need to take pictures of the scene, of everything around it, and sketch a scene to the very accurate measurements. The littlest glitch can throw you off. You must take notes of the scene, the time of day it happened, and who was there, witnesses, the possible suspects, and family members. Take the identity of the victim, his age, sex, name, race, height, and weight. Once you begin searching for evidence, you must search for physical evidence. You must gather the clothes from the victim, scrape under the victim's fingernails to search for DNA, fibers, or dirt. Search for head and pubic hairs the killer may have left behind. Search for footprints around the body that may match the size of the killer, whether they are in mud or dirt or just in blood. There may be fibers in dirt that aren't from the same place that the killer may have brought in with him. There may be blood from the suspect, and you need to gather DNA if it was from the victim also. If the victim was shot, you need to gather the bullets from the victim so that they can be traced, and take hand swabs from the victim for gunshot residue. Fingerprints must be gathered. Search for fingerprints everywhere and anywhere around the victim and the area around it. If there is a vehicle involved, you must search inside and pay attention closely to the outside also, even if the vehicle is completely charred or ruined. Especially for hit and run cases, the outside has a lot to do with it. Evidence must be properly packaged and labeled. If the evidence isn't properly packaged or labeled, it can be contaminated, and also it causes a lot of questioning during a jury trial. Everything must have its own container and sealed with the correct label and the case that it belongs to. There should be no risk for cross-contamination. If things get contaminated, things can grow. Obtain standard reference samples which include soil, blood, glass, hair, fibers, and any other substance for comparisons. Evidence is then submitted to the lab with the proper labels and the case it refers to and what you need to know from the evidence. It is important that you ensure crime scene safety by decreasing the spread of AIDS, HIV, and hepatitis. The crime scene must be properly cleaned up and discarded of contaminated products and gear. In conclusion, do not exclude any evidence whatsoever, even if it seems irrelevant, because it can cause questioning during a jury trial. All of your notes and evidence must be in order and can easily be explained to a jury. The most important thing is to remember that everything must be done legally by the book, or it can cause a lot of controversy or no justice can be served.